This is the second day for learning learning how to find the slope from table. Yesterday we worked with what slope is. We worked with how to find slope from a graph. And then today we're looking at how to find slope from a table and slope from points. So you should have this graphic organizer in your notebook. If not, make sure you get one. Um, and then the other video that I'll upload soon will have all this other information. If not, go ahead and freeze this and write this down, and then you can hear me, listen to me explain what that is. But again, what slope is, it's the change of the y values over the x. And remember, this is delta. That means the change of, or the change in y. How did the y values change over how did the x values change? So if you notice here, if it's a linear equation, meaning it has the same rate of change. Now, here in Math 8, we are really focused on proportions, just taking the y over the x and seeing if it had it. Now we're going to add an extra step. We're going to take the change. Notice from 7 to 10, it's adding 3. 10 to 13, 13 to 16, 16 to 19, it's adding 3. But to really see if it has a linear relationship, this is got to go up at a constant rate also. So like 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7. So this is adding 1. And then what you're doing is taking the change of y, and that's what we're doing is, okay, this is going up by 3. Well, this is going up by 1. So 3 over 1, which remember, you're going to reduce that down to 3. Now I'm purposely not writing on this because I need this for another class today. So we're going to go up by 3. So here on yours, notice 1 to negative 1. Well, is it going up or down? Is it increasing or decreasing? Well, it's decreasing, and it's decreasing by 2, so there should be a negative 2 here. And then this one is going negative 1 to 0, 0 to 1. Well, it's going up 1. So this is going to be a negative 2 over 1 equals negative 2. So remember, when it's over 1, don't leave it over 1. Simplify it down to 3 or negative 2. Okay, again, simplify your fractions, a simplified ratio, but don't leave it, don't change it into an mixed number. Leave it as an improper fraction if it happens. So those are from the tables. Now, from two ordered pairs, I'm going to take another piece of paper here and show you, but you write right on here. I just don't want to write on here because I need it for my other class. So I'm going to rewrite this. So negative 3, 5, 2, negative 5. Now, this is the slope formula, which you're going to see, again, we talked about yesterday, how m represents slope from that French word mentir. And we have y sub 2, that's how you say that, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So this is like your x sub 1, that's your first point. And this is your x value of the first point, y value of the first point. Your x value of the second point, the y value of the second point. So we read this as y sub 2 minus y sub 1. What we're doing is finding the change. How did the y values change? So I'm going to show you two ways to solve this. So you can do negative 5, you're plugging in. Here, this is the example that they gave here, to where they had 3 and 7, 4 and 10 and 4. So the change had 4 minus 7, and then 10 minus 3. So on this one, we're doing negative 5 minus 5 over 2 minus a negative 3. Because it's the difference. And so how did they change? It's the difference. So when you do a negative 5 minus 5, these are both the same signs, so that's a negative 10. 2 minus a negative 3, well, you add the opposite, that's a 5. And then that could be simple. Ooh, that's probably a bad color for red, sorry. Shouldn't be doing red on this peach color. Negative 10 divided by 5 is a negative 2. Now this has to do with integers. So I'm going to give you another way that you could solve these if you just have 2 points. If you're really liking the table aspect, try the table. So what I mean by that is set up your table, your x, negative 3, 5, 2, negative 5. Then look at it. Well, is this increasing or decreasing? Negative 3 to 2, that is going up and it's increasing by 5. 5 to negative 5, it's 5 degrees above 0. It drops to negative 5. So how many degrees did it drop? Well, it dropped negative 10. It dropped 10 degrees. So it's going to be a negative 10. Then you can do a negative 10 over 5, which is a negative 2. This one is finding the slope from 2 points that you're going to do a lot probably next year, either in Algebra 1 or in Algebra 2, a couple years if you're watching this for my algebra class. But this is another way that you can do it too from the table. So here's what you're going to be working on. My phone's going crazy. I don't know what's happening. All right. So from a table. So this now these are all going to be linear, so I'm not going to try to trick you on it's not linear. But from 3 to 5, notice it's going up by 2. Negative 2 to negative 1, well, that's going up by 1. So this is going to be 2 over 1, which would be 2. Okay, meaning if I did this over and over again, it's going to have the same ratio, 2 over 1, 2 over 1, 2 over 1. Okay, so jumping down here like to decimals. This is 5 down to 4 and 75 hundredths. Think of money, $5 and $4.75. Well, that's going down by 25 hundredths. This, negative 2 over 1, negative 2 up to negative 1, well, that's going up by 1. So don't freak out because there's decimals or fractions. It's just saying a negative 25 hundredths divided by 1, which this is a negative 25 hundredths. So this is going to be an example to where your slope is probably going to be in a decimal form. This is probably talking about money. Probably losing a quarter every minute or whatever, every one something. All right, so that's your table. On the back are ordering from 2 points. So again, do your slope formula. Y sub 1 minus y sub 2 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. You could do this with this formula or set it up as a table. I'm okay either way. Just because of the integers, I know some of you are going to have some issues with the integers. So you're saying a negative 15. Remember, this is x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So y sub 2, negative 15 minus a negative 16 over negative 7 minus 19. So be careful here. This is where people are going to have some issues. But you're adding the opposite. And negative 15 plus 16 is 1. Negative 7 minus 19, you're going the same direction. You're going further negative. So that's going to what is that? Negative 26. Well, that makes the whole thing negative. So that's going to be a negative 1 over 26. Now, if you don't like that, then you can set it up as a table and do negative 19, negative 16, negative 7, negative 15. Okay, so this, you're going increasing 1, negative 19. Did I do that right? No, it's positive 19. Sorry. 19. It was 19 degrees and it dropped down to negative 7. So you got to find the difference here. So you're really saying, okay, you're really kind of adding them together because you're going down 19, down another 7, but you're dropping. So it's going to be a negative 26. So it's 1 over negative 26. Ooh, those are going to be crazy numbers. And well, I mean, make the whole fraction negative. We'll talk about that. But anyway, so that's what I want you to work on if you've been absent. Thank you. Or missing class for some reason.